So somebody asked me a new question that I hadn't really gotten before because maybe it's just not the kind of person I was talking to, or who knows the reason. But that question was, what is it like to move to Las Vegas alone? What if you're totally single and moving without anybody else? No roommate, no spouse, no significant other? I thought, what a great question. Now, even though I was fortunate enough to move with someone very special in my life, I am responsible for being the social butterfly, if you will, right? I'm the one who's got to bring in the friends, bring in the crowd. And you know what? I think I can really speak to this subject. So if you are considering moving to Las Vegas completely alone and taking on a new adventure, well, then this is the video for you. I'm going to try to keep it exciting so you know what to do. Sit down, buckle up, because we are about to get started. Here we go. Hey everybody, it's your host here, Dave Baker with VegasAgents.com. Now, of course, I know it probably is not your first time on this channel, but if it is, you know, the most important thing you can do is click that little like button, and then of course click that little subscribe button so you'll be notified every time I put out a new video all about living in Las Vegas, Nevada, one of the coolest places on earth. Okay, so let's get started. Well, let's do something else first. If you're thinking about moving to Las Vegas, if it's something you're even considering, you know what to do. You're watching this channel so that you can get my information, so that you can, of course, reach out to me. Send me an email, send me a text message, give me a call on the phone 24/7. Anytime you want to reach out, I would love to hear from you. The team cannot wait to help you make your move to Las Vegas and help you plan and find the right place that's perfect for you. Okay, so let's dive into this topic. I'm super excited about it. Why am I excited about it if I didn't move there alone? Let me tell you, because like I said, it was my responsibility to create my social circle, the inner circle, the sphere of influence, whatever you want to call it. It was up to me to make the friends. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay. So I'm super excited about this because I like to do things that are social and make friends. So I actually think that Las Vegas is a really great place for people who are single or are just moving alone. Whether you're young and it's your first time moving out of the house, whether you are recently single, maybe you were in a relationship and now you're not, whether you were previously in a marriage and maybe now you're not, it's okay. Las Vegas could be an awesome place for you. Let me tell you a couple of the reasons why. When I first came to Las Vegas, I didn't really know anybody. I kept thinking that I knew people who lived there, but some were transient and moving between things, and I really moved out there not knowing anybody. So the first thing I did was I looked at some of the event calendars. Now, you're going to have different types of event calendars, right? You've got some in your local community. If you live in a homeowners association, you might have events in the association, which is cool. But I like to look at Meetup, which is often found on meetup.com. There are tons of events listed there. There are events for people new to Las Vegas, people new to Henderson, people who have just moved. There are so many groups for that. And on top of that, there are groups for people with common interests. One of the first places I met some people was at a sushi club. So what is that? Does that mean we all make sushi together? No, it's Las Vegas. People love to eat out. There's all-you-can-eat sushi everywhere. There are actually a lot of great sushi restaurants that are both all-you-can-eat and not all-you-can-eat. And I'm not just talking about the famous ones that are on the Strip. I'm talking about some of the local places. When you move to Las Vegas or Henderson or Boulder City or North Las Vegas, you are going to find that there are incredible local dining establishments. I mean, there are just unlimited options. But what could be more fun than just going to try some food with a group of people in a casual setting? It worked for me. I met some really cool people, and it gave me an opportunity and it opened a door to go out and meet new people. Additionally, There are other bigger events that you can find online easily by searching for like in a Las Vegas event calendar. There are just tons of events. The city has calendars. Henderson has its own events, by the way, because Henderson is more focused on the residents. And Las Vegas has a combination of focus on residents, but also focus on tourists, of course. You have things like trade shows and such. But that, although I have a passion for attending trade shows, I do that for a business purpose. And also I like to meet people who have common entrepreneurial industry ambitions and in certain industries. But what I loved was all of the groups, like new to Las Vegas, recently moved to Las Vegas, let's eat sushi together, let's go to Korean barbecue, let's go hiking together. Okay, I'm going to say something about the hiking. I love hiking. Okay, you hear me talk about going to Red Rock, Calico Basin. I've hiked in the Northwest. I love going hiking. But I don't like going at 6 in the morning or 7 in the morning. I want to go before the sun gets hot, but that's only a factor in the summer, really. I mean, remember this when you're thinking about the outdoors. There's no such thing as bad weather. They're just bad clothes. Where did I learn that? I didn't come up with that. I'm not going to take credit for that. Someone told me that in Portland, Oregon, when I was talking about the rain and the gray skies and the cold, because it turns out not everyone loves that either. Just like people in Las Vegas don't necessarily love the summer heat, people in the Pacific Northwest do not necessarily enjoy the perpetual gray and rain, although they have beautiful summers in the Northwest. But here's the deal. I think it's a great city because there's so many new people constantly moving to Las Vegas that gives you an opportunity to meet other people who are single and new in town. And I'm not talking about single for the purpose of dating or romance. I'm talking about making friends, making acquaintances, meeting people who share a common interest. Now, this video could actually apply to people who are moving as a couple as well, because you might move as a couple but not know anybody. You don't have any local friends. So it's the same idea. It's just that the key here is that you want to make new friends, find people you can hang out with, find a social circle. And Las Vegas has very friendly people, many of whom have come from other parts. I think the percentage of people that were born and raised in Las Vegas that are in Las Vegas is dwindling because so many people have moved from California, Arizona, the East Coast. People contacted me from snowy states. I've talked to people from Pennsylvania, people from New Jersey, and they want to live in Las Vegas. They love the weather. I think that if you come from a place that is cold and snowy all the time, you might really love the Las Vegas weather. It makes sense. I get it. Okay, another place to check out, by the way, if you're looking for larger events, not as focused, would be Eventbrite, but that's not the same as Meetup and the different Meetup events that go on. There are so many events every single day, and depending on where you come from, you might not be used to using something like this. But I can tell you, I spent some time up in Idaho, and meeting people for me was much harder because there aren't so many events going on where they're intended for people who are new in town or just want to get together and be social together, possibly because it's more family oriented. Now, I do have an upcoming video where I'm going to be discussing what it's like to move there as a single person or a young entrepreneur or a seasoned entrepreneur, any kind of entrepreneur actually, what it's like to move there without a family, because there are a lot of videos out about what it's like to live in Las Vegas or anywhere actually with a family. Is it good for kids? Is it great for families? I hear that question all the time. So I wanted to take a moment to address people who aren't in that situation. And I'm going to tell you, Vegas is really fun. Okay, let me tell you another great place to meet people. If you are an entrepreneur or you are working from home or you are self-employed, there are co-working spaces. If you've never been to a co-working space, there are a bunch in there. And I'm going to put a link in the description to some cool ones as well. But the co-working spaces are where people go to work in the vicinity of other people, but they don't work together. They don't work for each other. They just work at a common area. And I also happen to like that they provide you with some coffee or tea. Some places provide you some nitro coffee and nitro tea. Some provide you with kombucha. They have events. They have things going on there. What does it do? It gives you a social outlet. It gives you a place to connect with people. It has done wonders for me. I have made some of the best friends that I have around in many states through co-working spaces. I love co-working spaces. I think they're great, and they've really treated me well. I'm really happy with the people I met. Yeah, I'm really happy about that. Okay, so here's an example of how much fun I had in Las Vegas recently. Let's see how it started. I went to a co-working space, saw some people I knew. They actually had a lunch that day. They just brought in some food. It was great. Got to have a free lunch. Wasn't expected. And it got everyone talking around the food, right? We also often talk around tables and, of course, the coffee and iced tea taps and things like that they have. And then someone said, oh, we should go to happy hour after work. Why not get some food, half off? Try something new and tasty. So I went and did that. That was a very good time. It was a good time. It was a great time to chat with people, get to know them better. And because when you are there during the workday, obviously we can't just sit around and chat. We have to do work, right? So it's a good time to meet up afterwards. And, happy hour can also be for those of you who just want to eat something. You don't have to have any drinks. I enjoy just going and having an iced tea. And there are some restaurants that make really amazing iced tea, by the way. That's something this is a personal adventure I'm going on, trying to make better iced tea at home. But we did that, and then someone said, oh, someone else from the office just said they're going to go up to First Friday. Now, if you don't know what First Friday is, it's an event in the Arts District in Las Vegas, which is outside of the downtown area. It's north of the Las Vegas Strip and south of the downtown. It's a unique part of town. It's got a cool vibe, got a cool energy. And what it is a bunch of vendors come out, food trucks, people selling clothes, artwork, all kinds of different things. And they're playing live music. And you go walk around, you hang out, and you have a good time. So that really was a lot of fun. And as we did that, someone said, someone from the office said they're going to this video game bar. So I said, well, sure. I like those classic video games, like from when I was a kid. Some of you who are watching this have never played a stand-up video game with like a joystick and buttons that you push. You might call those retro. We would put quarters in the machine. It's a very different time. But there are some really cool places that now have those for adults. And I went to a really cool one. I saw things that made me feel a little bit older than some of the people I was hanging out with. And while others were telling me that they remember those machines from after college. So we were all on a different age spectrum. It was very cool. Then what happened after that? Something that only happens in Las Vegas. It was, who knows what time it was. And someone said, oh, someone from the office said that there's a dance battle going on. I know. You're watching this video and you're thinking, hey, here's a guy who just loves to dance battle, right? Maybe you have that impression. I'm not a good dancer, but I'll make my best move. But I wasn't going there to be participating. I was going to be a spectator. And I went there and it was full of energy. It was exciting. It was happy. It was great. And I was still hanging out with the cool people that I had met, moving to Las Vegas, met when I went to the co-working space. It was great. And not that this last part is important, but this is just describing an uncommon evening, but something you can do in Las Vegas. It was early in the morning the following day, and someone said, oh, do you guys want to go out? And I'm looking at my watch thinking, are we not out now? And what time does the sun come up? But you know what? I said, I'm young and vibrant. Let's do it. So went out a little more. Now, the actual events that occurred, like going to a dance battle and going to this cool video game place and going to happy hour, that's not really what's important. What's important is I got to hang out with some quality people that I met while being in Las Vegas, going there in my lifetime, not knowing anybody and making new friends. For those of you who have recently graduated from school, whether it's high school or college or just changed environments, it's not the same anymore. When you're an adult, it can be more difficult to make friends, particularly if you work at home or you don't go to a work environment where you see the same people consistently. So the point of this video is just to let you know that Las Vegas is a great place to meet new people. If you are moving there, whether you're single or whether you are a couple, or even if you're a family, you have an opportunity there to meet a lot of people. Those of you who do have children, might meet people through children's events. So it's a little bit different than those who do not have that situation. But here's the deal. I think Las Vegas is amazing, and I love it for so many reasons. I like different places that I visit for a variety of reasons. But Las Vegas has something really unique about the social atmosphere. The types of events that I have been invited to and that I get to go to are very unique. I would not have gotten to go to those when I was in other places, simply because those types of activities and events might not exist. Whether it's going to cool new places like Area 51, the experiential environment. I said it backwards. They got me. Not Area 51. I mean Area 15. It's an artistic experiential place. Whether it's going to things like First Friday, which is a really cool thing they have in the Arts District in Las Vegas. Whether it's going to the events in Henderson. I went to the farmers market. Those things might happen in any city, but there's so many cool things that go on in Las Vegas, from the sporting events. You have unlimited music and entertainment. Concerts, if you're a concert goer, holy moly. I mean, there are so many bands that come down there. When one of my favorite bands does not go to Las Vegas, I'm shocked. But whatever experience you're looking for, I think is available there. If you're just looking to sit out by the pool, did you know that some of the locals hotels will let you go to their pools for free if you just have a locals ID? I mean, I've never seen anything like that anywhere else. And these pools, they're not like the pool you might have at your house, which could be really nice, or a pool you might have in your townhouse association or your homeowners association. These pools are, well, they're majestic. They're amazing, and they're very fun to relax at and enjoy. But there's so many Las Vegas experiences that are unique to living in the entertainment capital of the world. And I have to tell you that I think it's a great place for a lot of people. All right, now, here's the question. Is it a great place for you? So all you need to do, if you're thinking about moving out to Las Vegas, is reach out to me, right? I want you to send me an email, send me a text message, give me a call on the phone, or schedule a time in the link below to chat with the team so that we can help you start the process of planning a move. Or if you're ready to buy a place, no problem. If you just want to think about it and you want to talk about some ideas and you're thinking about moving in a couple months, let us know, because it takes some time to plan that big move, right? Okay, now, before we leave this channel, you know what else you have to do. You've got to make sure to click that little like button and, of course, tap the subscribe button as well. And lastly, don't forget to click the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I put out a new video all about living in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Once again, I'm your host, Dave Baker from VegasAgents.com, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Make sure that you drop a comment below, because I'd love to hear what you think about this video, what you want to know about Las Vegas, what you want to know about Henderson, anything. Drop a comment. All right, everyone, take care.